Chris, the Trailblazer Award it has been won by a lot of great entrepreneurs and innovators, and you certainly are added to that list. Now, what does it mean to you personally to win this award?
You know, I feel too young, which you know, but no, it's an amazing honor. You know, I'm so happy to have been able to accomplish what we've been able to do here in Indiana. You know, I always like to say I'm a one-trick pony. It's been a pretty good trick so far, but you know, it's very much all about the team and being able to get people enthused behind a vision that you have to make it their own vision. And you know, so I feel a great deal of pride and you know, just emotion. Yeah.
I'll bet. Yeah, well, you know, co-founder of companies like ExactTarget and Compendium, you know, some big name companies, some real success stories. Now you're on to another venture that would seem to be different, but it's food. It's local food, right? Talk about, you're very passionate, obviously, about it, and you've already begun to make a big difference in that area too. Sure.
You know, the thing with food, it's very much like the internet. You know, when we started ExactTarget and really got into internet marketing, there was only a couple of ways you could do marketing, right? Catalogs, newspapers, TVs, billboards, radio, and those people in those industries couldn't see the internet. The food industry is the same way. It's highly monopolized. Everyone thinks there's only one way to do it. You know, when I talk to government people or anybody about what we're doing, you know, they always call it small farm. And I'm like, no, you have to think about this as an alternative, a true alternative, right? It has to be inclusive for the 5,000-acre farmer to say there is another way, right? You know, they like you to think that it's either backyard chickens or industrial confinement hog operations, and there can be nothing in between, but it's the largest industry in the world. As my wife says, you know, from birth to bun, you know, just to see where the weak spots are and figure out what the real opportunities are.
Talk about some of your entrepreneurial ventures. Husk is something that's gaining a lot of traction in stores all over.
Well, the Husk product is amazing. We take corn from local farmers, and it's processed the day it's picked. It just tastes better. It's a significantly better product. So you can feel good about supporting local farmers, you can feel good about it being from Indiana, but at the end of the day, it's just the best sweet corn you can eat.
And you've got a brand new venture, a cluster truck.
Yes,
right?
cluster truck. I tried to say it with a straight face.
I know, I had to be careful.
Yeah, well, people are pushing back on the name a little bit. It's certainly something remarkable, but yeah, so with cluster truck, you know, we've started experimenting with restaurants. We have a drive-in in Greenfield called The Mug that is about 5 or 6 times over our projections. It's just knocking the cover off the ball. So as we think about food processing, you know, people want food to be delivered to them. They want food to be delivered to them ready to eat. And that's a very booming industry, and we think it's being done wrong. So we are going to open up essentially kitchens that will cook food truck recipe food that we will deliver. We're using the Uber API. We're going to integrate directly. We'll use Uber and Lyft type drivers to do our deliveries, and it's just going to be very cool. It'll be very fast growth, and we're really excited about it.
Final question for you. Where can all of this, where do you see all of this going, this movement that you're right in the middle of now, and what can it mean, in your view, for Indiana?
Well, I mean, California is drying up, right? You know, all of our vegetables, 90% of our produce comes from California. Now it's starting to come from Mexico and foreign countries because there's no water in California. And we can grow all those crops here, and we can create these food businesses just like we did with software businesses, you know. So, you know, I think this is billions of dollars of wealth and thousands of jobs.